so much. This is quite an incredible project. It's been a year in the making, and it is only happening because of so many people, incredible volunteers that made the day happen, but also funders that made this project happen. First and foremost, it came from the Canadian Agricultural Partnership, federal and provincial funding that made this first possible. It was Huron Soil and Crop Improvement Association with the Ausable Bayfield Conservation Authority and on the property of Huron County and with the Land Improvement Contractors of Ontario. So my name's Mel Limas and I'm with Huron County Soil and Crop Improvement Association. Just want to welcome you here. And we're just going to hear a few words from each of the major funders and major partners of this event. So to start, this is the Warden of Huron County, Jim Ginn.
Thank you, Mel, and congratulations on such a successful day. Mel's been instrumental in organizing today, so a lot of credit to her and the whole soil and crop improvement team. I want to start off by offering an apology from Lisa Thompson. Lisa was here earlier today. She had a commitment that she needed to get to. She wanted to extend her greetings, so I'll do that on her behalf. I'd like to welcome everyone to Huron County that's from outside our area. I think you've probably learned about this amazing project that we're completing here, and you know, we really look forward to seeing the results that we get from this great innovation that's going to keep our agricultural sector alive and well. On behalf of County Council and the staff, I'd just like to bring greetings and welcome everyone here. I'm going to introduce the rest of the speakers here, and then I won't speak anymore. I have Brian Horner from the General Manager of the Ausable Bayfield Conservation Authority, one of the major projects here. Doug Walker, the head of the Huron County Soil and Crop Improvement Association, and Doug has put in a tremendous amount of effort into the day. Sid Vanderveen from the Land Improvement Contractors of Ontario. And, you know, we had a great deal of cooperation from them, and we couldn't have done it without them. And the gentleman that needs no introduction, our Minister of Agriculture, Ernie Hardeman. So I'm going to turn it over to Brian, and yeah, please welcome everyone.
Thank you, Jim. On behalf of our Board of Directors, thank everybody for coming today. And special thanks to our Honorable Ernie Hardeman, our Ag Minister. Now, a couple things here. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't take this opportunity to point out the importance of our Rural Conservation Authority. We're very fortunate to work with our partners, and this project here should be able to help us better understand the environmental and economic costs and benefits moving forward. It's through partnerships like this, with community involvement, we're very thankful. A lot of time and effort went into this project, and a number of people deserve credit for their work. Mel Limas, Rick Kunstra, Gord Mitchell, and Doug Walker, thanks for everything. And I will say, from our authority, I'll say Mary Belize, Ross Wilson, Elizabeth Balfour, just to name a few.
And Abby.
Thanks. And Abby. She's on that list too.
Thank you very much, Brian, for being a major partner in this project. Here in Soil and Crop, we've had the opportunity to farm this facility for the last 4 years, and with the 4 years of experience, we realized that there had to be some improvements done to this farm. And that's when the discussion started with regards to how can we improve the productivity on this farm. We had a lot of erosion issues and lots of places that there was too much water to grow winter wheat and have profitable crops. And thanks to the partnership that we formed with the Ausable Bayfield Conservation Authority and the monies that we've received through the CAP program, which is federally and provincially funded money, we were able to do this major tile drainage project. And it's going to be a real pleasure farming this farm in the future. The county has extended our lease and we'll have it for 15 years. We've used up 5 years now, but it's going to be a lot of fun now farming for the next 10 years, trying to develop the best management practices to manage the quality of the water that's leaving here into the Bayfield River. This project isn't just for us as farmers, it's for the wider community. Having soil that is productive, isn't being eroded, and water leaving the facility that's as clean as it can be, that's what we hope to achieve. There will be lots of knowledge gained over the course of time, and we want to share that with all of you, and I think we can make a difference. It's really gratifying to me to see so many people out here today, and just in the last half hour I've had the opportunity to give a private tour to 5 different retired farmers that are living in this facility that are over 90 years of age, and every one of them said they're happy with what we're doing here. So that is really gratifying. And thank you very much for coming out.
I'm not going to try to thank all the partners. I know there was a lot of people involved in this, and I echo that it's a great event. The spring of 2019 has sent one message to us loud and clear, and that is the need for drainage is not going away. It's not something that it's a one-year event either, so it's going to be needed for a long time. What's so exciting to me is that we can think differently, that we can do differently, that we can look outside of our traditional approaches. We can think outside the box and do something different and look at drainage in a non-traditional way. So I spoke to the gentleman who designed the contour drainage system, and he complimented our Ontario tile drainage contractor. So I'm going to extend one compliment to the expertise and knowledge and the experience of our good licensed Ontario tile drainage contractors, without which, and I know they put a lot of volunteer time in here too, but without which we wouldn't be doing it. So hats off to them.
Thank you very much, and it is indeed a privilege and a pleasure to be here. I want to say that thank you to all the people who are standing here, who have made contributions to it, but more even so is that they've already said all that needs saying. But it is a pleasure to be here. Mr. Warden, I just wanted to just ask you a question, my little concern, when you introduced everybody standing up here, and then you said, and the last one who doesn't need an introduction. I don't know whether that's because you thought everyone knew me, or when you didn't think anybody needed to know me. And that's a little nerve-wracking when you have to start that. The second signal was that the marks were to be short, and they emphasized it for me, short. And thirdly, of course, the challenge of when something like this starts and they turn the microphone on and they want to get the thing started, they say, folks, could we have your attention, please? We have some people here that wanted to say, and it was said, a few words, and then you can go back to enjoying yourself. With that in mind, I just want to say thank you to all the participants who were involved with this Huronview project. As I was coming down the road this morning, I didn't realize exactly what I was going to see. I'd been told where I was going, but not what I was going to see. So I was very pleased when I came here. But what was most interesting was tile drainage, and I've been involved with it for my first job out of school, was working on a drainage machine. An old hench ditcher. You had to put all the tile in one at a time, pick them off the ground after you drop them there, pick them up and put them in. It was to drain the water out of a field. So imagine my surprise when I come here, and the innovative part of this project is not to take the water out of the field, but to keep the water in the field at the right time. And I think that's a wonderful innovation, because it's one thing to be able to plant your crop at time in the spring, because you need all the growing season to get there, and we're having a little challenge with that this year, I'm afraid. But it's one thing to be able to get out there and plant it, but then if the water is all taken out and midsummer and the sun starts shining and there's no water left, then all of a sudden you might as well not have had a good planting season in the spring. So I think this is a wonderful opportunity to look at innovation and to move forward to actually being able to control that. Now it goes further too. It has to do with protecting our environment and the quality of the water that's being used. Many years ago, I was told that the reason that we had people who wanted to farm was because an investment in agriculture, an investment in a farm was the best investment you could make, because you know, land, they don't make it anymore. Until we get projects like this and do things like this, we have to preserve it. So though the land isn't being made anymore, we have to make sure that we keep the land we presently have to produce more than it did last year, not less. Because if we don't look after it, it will deteriorate and we no longer will have it. So we want to say thank you for the innovation and the ideas that came forward to start this project. Here is the ultimate in a drainage project that I get to see, and that's the reason I'm here, because it's new, it's innovative, and we want to make sure we encourage more of it. That's why we're here. Who would have thought that that's what would be happening here by, again, controlling the water, not just getting the water out of the field here. So I want to say thank you for all the people who came up with the idea, and I suppose somebody mentioned it earlier that we're here to talk about the major funders, and the province is one of those major funders. I want to bring greetings on behalf of Premier Ford. The funding is money that people have put in, and the government's job is to make sure it is put back into the system in the most productive and the most valuable way. And in agriculture, of course, where I have the responsibility, this is one of those places that we can put it to get the best bang for the buck in the future of agriculture. This type of project, together with the county, Mr. Warden, this is the type of project that the tax dollars are going into a project that is going to benefit all of agriculture going forward. So for that, I want to say thank you all for having done that, having the initiative to do it. The second thing I want to say, not all things that apply to government get funded. It's the people that come forward with the best projects that get the funding, and that's why, again, congratulations to all the people who put this together and made it work. And thank you very much for the hospitality you've shown me so far. I've already had a cup of coffee and I'm going to have another one. So thank you very much, and I really appreciate being able to be here, because there's nothing as rewarding as being able to tell the rest of the world how important an event you were at today here in Huron County, because people come from far and wide for this. Thank you very much again for having me here, and I very much appreciate this opportunity to speak to the great people of Huron at Huronview from all around the province, but from Huron County. And thank you again for having me here this morning.
As a farmer, Ernie, we don't always get ministers of agriculture that understand agriculture and have been involved in it. We really appreciate the fact that you understand everything that we're doing here today. So thank you so much for coming.
I did want to thank 4 contractors, they're local contractors we worked with, and they've been so gracious to be learning with us. And that's Williams Drainage, Parker, KMM, and Rose Drainage. But there's been many other drainage contractors that have been helpful. And all of our sponsors and exhibitors in the tent, please visit them. They've been so helpful. Without that extra funding, the project wouldn't happen. So it's really so many people that made it happen. But I wanted to acknowledge Jeremy Miners and Bob Miners and his whole family. They're from Illinois. They came for the week. Please come on up here, and a big round of applause. He's the engineer that designed this whole project. We just have this small gift for you and your whole family. There's enough food there for the ride home, maybe. All from Huron County. No, thank you so much, Jeremy. This project wouldn't have happened without your vision of just a completely new way of seeing the world. And look what you did. This is amazing. It's also a testament to Ausable, Bayfield, LICO, Huron Soil and Crop, the drainage contractors, farmers, and the conservation authorities. I see how we really aligned on a vision to be better and to leave the soil and the water in a better place than when we found it. And I think we're all doing a great job, and keep up the great work. So glad that you came here, and enjoy the rest of the day.
As with any project, there's always one person that's the lead person, and Mel Limas is the lead person that's done a tremendous job on this project, and we really appreciate it. When she started, we found out what her motto was: think big and let's get her done. So thanks a lot, Mel.